Hello, this is a demonstration video of an application called Milarobo, which is short for Mirai-Robot. Now, this is an RPA program, and its purpose is to automate the daily desktop tasks of its users, including, for example, running applications, moving the mouse around, typewriting text, modifying Excel files, and of course, sending and receiving emails. Now, first off, I would like to clarify that Mirai-Robot is an OEM application of another application called Ashirobo right here. Ashirobo is an RPA program, and it has recently passed its OAuth2 verification process. We are very grateful for that. I am a developer of Ashirobo, and since Mirai-Robot is an OEM of Ashirobo, technically I am also a developer of Mirai-Robot. So I would like to do the demonstration video today. And in this demonstration, I would like to showcase the OAuth2 grant process and also the features within Mirai-Robot which require OAuth2 authentication to perform certain tasks, specifically sending emails, receiving emails, and also modifying emails within the scope that we are applying for. Right. So we would like to begin with the grant process. To start the grant process, the user will click the menu and here OAuth2 Management. And here they can add their email address. Now, by clicking this Authorize App button, the user will start authorizing Mirai-Robot to send and receive emails, Gmails specifically, on the user's behalf. So when the user clicks this button, a browser will show up, and here they will start the grant process. As you can see, here is the name of the application, and the client ID is here in the URL. And the user can also check the privacy policy and also the terms of service of Mirai-Robot. Now, this is the official website for Mirai-Robot. And here in the privacy policy, you can see that there's a notice that this application does use Gmail for the sole purpose of sending and receiving Gmails on the user's behalf. It adheres to the limited use policy, which means none of the user's information within the specified scope is sent to any other third party, including ourselves, the developers. All of the user's sensitive information in the restricted scope is kept within the environment of the user's desktop PC. Right. So once the user is satisfied with the terms of service and privacy policy, they will go ahead and log in. In this case, we happen to already be logged in, but let me change this to English real quick. Right. And this shows up because we are still in the middle of this verification process, but once it has passed verification, that shouldn't show up. And here the user will make sure that they are not granting Mirai-Robot with any excess permissions, and they will click Allow. Here's one final check, and click Allow. Now, once this shows up, the user will click here to copy this authorization code, and they will return to the Mirai-Robot window and go ahead and paste the authorization code here. And of course, the user will type in the Gmail address that they want to authorize for use and click Register. And that is it for the grant process. Mirai-Robot is now authorized to use this email address to send and receive and modify Gmails. So now I would like to demonstrate how Mirai Robot would send Gmails. So we would click New here to start a new automation task. We will give a name to this automation task, send Gmail, click Create, and Edit. Right. So now we are in the Edit page for this automation task. Here on the left side, the user can see all the different commands that Mirai Robot can automate, such as running applications, moving the mouse to specific coordinates or locations, typewriting or keyboard, and of course, sending and receiving Gmails. Now, as you can see, sending and receiving Gmails are commands on their own because the usual send and receive commands use SMTP and IMAP, but the Gmail commands use the Gmail API, so they are different commands of their own. So in this case, we want to send Gmail, so we would click here, and this command would show up. So if we click here, we can specify the Gmail account that we want to use to send, which is dova.app@gmail.com, and we will send an email to ourselves. The subject will be Gmail subject, and the body will be Gmail body, and click OK. Right. So now we have created this automation task. It only does one thing, and that is send email. So let's try running this. Right, and it says success. Now let's log in to Gmail to make sure that this email has actually been sent. And yes, as you can see, there is an email that has been sent exactly approximately 0 minutes ago, and the subject is Gmail subject and the body is Gmail body, exactly as we have specified. Now, that is the demonstration for sending emails. Next, I would like to demonstrate receiving Gmail. So for the purposes of a demonstration, I'm going to mark this email that we just sent as unread. Now, we are done with sending email. Now we will receive Gmails. Receive Gmail. We are creating a new automation task for receiving Gmail. Now to start receiving Gmails, we will click Email and here, Receive Gmail. Now this command actually requires a bit of explanation regarding how it works, so I will walk through this. First, I will specify the Gmail account that we use to receive Gmail, the same one. We are not interested in attachments, so we will leave this blank. And this checkbox here specifies that we are only interested in reading unread emails. So we will leave this checkbox here and click OK. Right. Now, we want to do something with the emails that we receive. And so in this automation task for demonstration purposes is to show that Mirai Robot is actually doing anything. We will open Notepad, and for every email that we receive, we will typewrite into Notepad the subject and body of the email that it has received. And so we would click keyboard here and type. We will paste the subject and body, subject and body. Those are variables. Contained within those will be the subject and the body of the email that we have received. Right. So to reiterate, this automation task will first open Notepad and start receiving emails in this email address. It will only read unread emails, and for every unread email that it fetches, it will typewrite its subject and body into the foremost application, in which case, well, in this case, that is Notepad. Right. So let's try running this. It will start by opening Notepad, and now it's receiving emails. And as you can see, it has just received an email and printed the subject and body of every unread email. There is only one in this case, and this is the result that we are expecting. Gmail subject and Gmail body. Right. Now, for the next demonstration, I will mark 2 emails as unread. This next demonstration will show how Mirai Robot can modify emails, specifically mark emails as read. So for every email that we read, we will mark it as read. So we will click this checkbox here, and that is all. Okay. And so in this case, there are 2 emails that are unread. So it will receive 2 emails. And for each email, it will typewrite their subject and body into Notepad. And also mark all emails that it reads as read. So let's try running this. Open Notepad, and now it's receiving emails. That's the first email, and that's the second email. And if we refresh this page, we can see that both emails have been marked read. And we can check the results. There's the first email, and here's the second email. Yes. Now that was the mark as read feature. I would also like to demonstrate the set flag feature, which is the feature for adding a star to specific emails. In this case, that would be the emails that Mirai Robot reads. Right. So for this demonstration, I would like to mark both emails as unread again. But just for fun, we are only going to mark this specific email, the one that we sent ourselves earlier, as read and add a star to it. So to do that, here is our command. We want to read only unread emails and mark it as read and set flag. However, we will also add a filter and specify that we only want to read emails that fits the criteria here. In this case, we want to only read emails with the string Gmail in its subject, which is this one here that we sent earlier. So after we run this program, or after we run this task, only this email should be marked as read and have a star in it. Okay, now let's try running this. Open Notepad, it's reading emails. In this case, there's only one. And right, there we go. I didn't even have to refresh the page. Just this email is marked as read, and there is a star. So that was the demonstration of how Mirai Robot uses OAuth2 permissions to modify emails. Yes. So now we have demonstrated send email and receive email. But there is one final feature, actually, that requires Mirai Robot to use user permissions to send, or in this case, receive Gmails. And that is the schedule feature. Now, in the previous 2 demonstrations, when we ran the task, we explicitly clicked the run button, this button here. However, there's another way to run automation tasks, and that is to schedule the tasks to run at specified times of the day. And that is the schedule feature. So to add a schedule feature, for example, let's say this task here, receive Gmail. It is 6:03 right now. So let's say we want to, before that, I forgot. We will enable the schedule notification email settings here. So what this feature is for every scheduled task that it runs, it will send, Mirai Robot will send the user a notification email to say, to notify that the scheduled task has indeed been run, and it will also notify the user whether that task was successful or not. So we are using Gmail in this case, so we click Gmail, and the account we are using is the same one as before, and we will send the notification emails to ourselves, right? Okay, so now we are set to send notification emails. So once again, now it's 6:04. I will add a new schedule for today to run at 6:05. In this case, this is 18:05. Click OK, finish, and I forgot. We will mark this as unread. So now Mirai Robot is set to run this schedule in 5 seconds. Good timing. Right? The schedule has started. It's running the task called receive Gmail, and it has just finished. Right? So we can see here that it has run, and let's refresh this page. And here we can see that as a result of running the task, this email is once again marked as read, and there is a star. And we can see here that the notification email has also been sent. Here it says that the scenario, or this task, called receive Gmail has started running at 6:05. It ended approximately 6 seconds later, and the result was a success, right? Which is exactly what we wanted, right? So that is it for the demonstration. We demonstrated the OAuth2 grant process and Mirai Robot's ability to send Gmails, receive Gmails, modify Gmails, and all the features which require those permissions. That is it for our demonstration. Thank you very much.